Hi everyone, this is Mike Zieta, and I just want to send out, before I start, a quick message and say I hope everybody's staying safe during a time of a lot of uncertainty around the world, and I hope these little YouTube videos are a nice distraction for everybody. But for 3 generations, my family's had the same love in the antique horse-drawn carriages and all the accessories, and I have that exact same love and have really enjoyed building my own collection. And something that I want to share with everyone today is a little different from what you might see at other collections, but I hope you get the same enjoyment from it that I do. And that item that I really enjoy collecting are the antique monograms that you would find on the harness, the rosettes, the livery buttons, and different accessories that were used with the proper turnout. I want to start out by showing everyone, and I'll include a close-up picture so you can see these. But this is about a 1-inch button that went on an antique livery jacket, and it has a very detailed monogram on it. Now, when it comes to my specific collection, I only collect these livery buttons that were made in the United States. On the back of each one is the manufacturer and the city it was made in. So I specifically only collect those that were made in the United States. Some of those names include Patterson, Dunn, Tiffany and Company, Bow and Selig, among others. But this is a part of the collection that I terribly enjoy. And when you think of the type of family at the turn of the century that lived on Central Park East, Central Park West, had a beautiful brownstone, had a coachman, and only the finest carriages in that coach house, all of their coachmen would have been wearing matching livery buttons that match the harness. And I love to collect these buttons, and I think they'll look absolutely beautiful in a display case someday. I also enjoy collecting the rosettes with the monogram on them. And I wanted to share with everybody a few different things. Now, this is a pair of rosettes with the cursive monogram on it, and I'll include a close-up picture. What you can see is that these rosettes are absolutely beautiful, the detail to make these cursive letters. And I know rosettes are very popular when they're made of glass and collected by a lot of people, and they have a paper image inside. I only collect these with the monograms on them. Once again, I think about that family that was in a large city, had the nicest of brownstones in a coach house. And these were the type of rosettes their horses would have been wearing when they were pulling the finest carriages. What I have learned about these rosettes is that these monograms were pinned onto the rosettes separately. They were 2 separate pieces. I'm very lucky in that I live in the Washington, D.C. area, and I was able to meet a jeweler who was able to take some of these rosettes and actually remove the monogram from the back of the rosette, clean the entire thing, and put it back together. And so I wanted to show everyone what a rosette looks like before it's been cleaned and what it looks like afterwards. And I think they're both stunning for their own unique reasons, but the ones that are cleaned are just unmatched. And I just wanted to share with everyone what that looks like. The other type of rosette that I like to collect are those that are of a unique shape or a little different. And some of the favorite rosettes I have in my collection are these of a 4-leaf clover. Now, I am 1/3 Irish, and I married a beautiful Irish woman, and I think we both get a kick out of these. But you don't often see them a shape where they're a 4-leaf clover. So I'm always looking, and I love buying rosettes either with the monograms like I showed earlier, or that are a different shape and are a little unique. Now, one of my favorite things that I enjoy collecting with the monogram, and I hope you all can get an equal amount of enjoyment out of them, but it's something I want to explain before I show them to you. And if you think of a large carriage, such as a roof seat brake, a park coach, or a road coach, you'd have the person sitting on the box seat, and then the guests sitting next to them. Oftentimes they'd be wearing a very large lap robe that was very heavy in weight and covered both people. Some of those lap robes in the middle would have a round boss. Some people call it a rosette, but the correct term is a boss. And on the back of it was a ring and a leather strap or a chain, if you were sitting down in the vehicle, would come from the back of that rosette to a D-ring that was between the two cushions. And this would prevent that lap robe from falling off and getting caught up in the wheels as you were driving the coach or the brake. And I'd like to show everybody an example of what those bosses would look like. They'd have the monogram or the family crest on the front, and you can see the ring that was on the back that connected the leather strap to the D-ring that was under the seat. These came apart simply by unscrewing them, excuse me, and then the lap robe would pinch in the middle. So you can see they would go back together, and they would screw in. I think these are a wonderful piece to add to a collection, and I'd like to share. I'm very proud that I'm able to own one in silver that you can see here with the monogram. I was able to find one also in brass. And something that is dear to me is a third one in ivory. So we were up in Mackinac Island when this was presented to me. A woman called from Florida and had this for sale. She wasn't quite sure if she wanted to sell ivory because she didn't know exactly what the laws were. We were doing a family vacation on Mackinac Island. There happens to be a store there that sells scrimshaw and ivory. I ran down to the store, talked to the owner, and she presented me with legal documents that showed exactly when it is legal and when it's not legal to own ivory. And it proved that I was in the right to buy this piece, so I did, and I'm very proud to have it in my collection. And before we finish today, I want to say thank you to my Aunt Marge and Uncle Jack, Jack and Marge Day, who shared their collection with me and really got me incredibly interested in the rosettes with the monograms, the lap robe bosses, and some of the other pieces. So there's a lot of different people who've been very instrumental in my collecting, but no one bigger than my Aunt Marge and Uncle Jack, and I want to say thank you for helping me develop my interest. So I hope this distracted everybody from some tough times we're going through right now, and please let me know what you have, or if you have any items for sale, or what you think of all these items. I want to thank you for your time.